walking our area a little bit for those who follow the channel. This is a massive subdivision, basically, of unrestricted 5 to 8 acre properties. So we do have some neighbors. Guess there's a gentleman here. This is his section. He lives in Nashville and he comes up on the weekends here and there. Athena, come on. And hangs out. Kind of a nice mountain retreat away from the city. And pretty much this was 100 properties or so, something like that. And there's only like 3 or 4 left. Now, a lot of people don't build on the land that they have, so right away or ever. So we might not see some of them, but we've met, quite a few neighbors actually already. And there's a couple setups here. We'll walk down the road, but there's one here that was put in, and I guess the county stopped them because if you take out all the trees on your 5 acre parcel, the county will have problems with you, because these are, some of these are, 100-year-old hardwoods and older. And you do want to preserve that. You don't want to slash and burn. Growing up in Washington State and being there till I was 30 or 31, this is years ago. I mean, in the 90s, you would drive down Interstate 5 and all you would see were just these clear cuts and slash and burn, and nobody wants to see that anymore. So there's no building ordinances or codes, but if you scalp the land, and apparently there's a little homestead up here that they were starting, and they got told to stop because they did just that. They raised all 5-something acre trees to the ground, flattened it, graded it, and planted grass. So, to each their own, but yeah, that is not something we'll be doing with our homestead property. We're going to selectively clear and take out dead timber, and if we need furniture or something, we're looking at getting a sawmill. I might drop one and then cure some of the boards, but you got to be responsible. Isn't that right, Athena? Nobody wants to cut all the woods down, that's for sure. But it's absolutely beautiful up here. And it's pretty wild, too. Good girl. No, come on. See, that's what happens. If you don't know these bushes, honey, you better not go into them yet till you figure it out. Come on. Athena. Come on. Stay with Dad. Good girl. That's a good girl. Good girl. To say it's been a shell shock for the dogs and the kitty is an understatement. And she's just barely over a year old now, so she's still a baby, and they're late bloomers a little bit in the maturity sense. So she's kind of skittish a little bit and looking at shadows, which, hey, there's a little of that from Savannah and I. We're not from the area. We don't know these woods. So, but right up here, as we're coming up to it, this is one I wanted to have everybody look at, because our shed cabin is going to be substantially larger. I wasn't planning on that. I wanted to stay within a budget, but my daughter actually made a couple good points. She said, Daddy, when I get my A-frame over here, you're going to be in the cabin, and you could use some room in and out of the shade, and if you get older, So kind of gently telling me I'm getting old, which I've had to learn to accept that. Love my daughter. We have a great relationship, but she does talk smack. But this little cabin right here, just imagine that in a 30-foot size, basically, is what Savannah, a little bit bigger. But I don't like what they did with the land, obviously, clear cut and everything. However, this is just beautiful. Imagine this. This is your off-grid retreat. There's the racks for 3,000 watts of solar. People bought this, obviously. They took the panels in so nobody'd steal them. And they cut everything down. I mean, everything got cut down. But this little old shed cabins in green with solar panel. Septic is installed out here. So it's got everything. It's got water, septic, solar, everything you could ever want to live. Even if they did raise all, you can see where they just cut it. I mean, just cut it all down. But it is a beautiful site. I kind of like it as far as the cabin, and if you take aside the clear cut right there that they did, this is a beautiful place. Really like the little setup. Fully self-sufficient. These folks can just drive in here, show up anytime they don't feel like the city, and just camp out for the weekend. Or you could live in it for a good amount of time. So eventually we'll have him and his neighbors, I'm sure. Athena! Hey, hey, hey. Be easy.